Welcome back to the Infinity Travel AZ Studios. Today I have Frances with me from the Red Carnation Hotel Collection. How are you today, Frances?
I'm fantastic, thank you. I'm sitting here in Sarasota, Florida. The sun is shining, it's about 78 degrees, and I'm thinking so sadly of those people up north who are freezing cold. And also in Texas, I have friends and family in Texas who have gone through a tough time, but here in Florida is gorgeous. So I'm very well, thank you.
Yeah, we're supposed to have a 80-degree day, sunny in Arizona too. So I agree. It's beautiful. And I also have family in Texas, and actually they're coming out of it. So that's a good thing. Feel free, let's dive right in. I'm excited to see your presentation.
All right. Well, my name is Frances Broussard. I'm Vice President of Sales for USA for Red Carnation Hotel Collection, which is an amazingly beautiful collection of small boutique, high-end luxury properties. We have 17 at the moment in the world, soon to be 18, and then eventually to be 19 or 20 hotels by the end of the year, we are hoping. So the Red Carnation Hotel Collection is part of the Travel Corporation, which is known as TTC, which is Uniworld, African Travel, Red Carnation Hotels, Luxury Gold, and Inside Vacations. So an amazing group of hotels that for traveling and going to Africa, which I'll show you some of our gorgeous collection that we have in Africa. All family owned and operated, which gives it that very residential feel. Every one of our hotels has a different decor in every room and just very residential. Many of them have silk upholstered walls, which gives it that very serene, and again, as I said before, residential there. So this is our flagship hotel. This is in London. In London, we have 6 hotels. We have 3 5-star and 3 4-star hotels there at the moment. And unfortunately, they are all closed due to the COVID lockdown that they have in London. But I was just listening to the Prime Minister's address, and they are loosening it up, and they are slowly coming out of lockdown because they have done such an incredible job over there of vaccinations.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, we're happy to hear that for our hotels, for business, and for our friends and family over there as well. We've been through a very, very difficult year. So the milestone is in Kensington. It's a gorgeous hotel that also has 6 residences with it. So 6 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, living room, dining room, kitchen residences, which if you're a family is a perfect place to stay. If you're traveling 2 couples, and if you're going for a longer extended stay as well. 9 months out of the year, those residences only have like a 3 or 4 day minimum stay, which is very average in London. 2 or 3 months out of the year, they'll extend that over the holidays and things. But the hotel overlooks Kensington Palace. So Kensington Palace is right in front of this hotel. There is nothing between us. When you say a hotel is close to Buckingham Palace or something, there may be buildings, but this just looks directly over into Kensington Palace. And we can arrange gorgeous tours with private curator tours of the palace and of the museum that is in the palace. And of course, that's where the young royals live. So Kate and William and the children, they all live there, and they come by our hotel all the time as they're driving into their entrance, and so graciously wave to our doorman almost every single day. They're really good neighbors, I would say. So at the milestone, we're renowned, as all good hotels in England are, for a wonderful afternoon tea. And of course, it does come with champagne, which is fantastic. So this is a great tradition in England, and it's lovely just to sit there, chat, go over your experiences of the day, and enjoy that afternoon tea. And we can cater to all dietary needs as well. So, you know, if you're gluten-free or vegan or whatever you want, we can cater to that. And that is the beauty of a small family-owned property. So this young man, we can send a car for you to pick you up at the airport, and he is the most welcoming, wonderful chauffeur, and gives you a tour of London as you're coming back from the airport. And he believes that your stay with Red Carnation actually starts at the airport. And he's standing there with his red carnation and his buttonhole, as you can see. He puts you in the car. In the morning, he'll have coffee there. In the afternoon, he'll have champagne for you. He has menus from the hotel in the car. So if you want to pre-order breakfast or pre-order lunch, everything will be ready when you get there. But he is just a wonderful chauffeur to have for our guests going in. I say that the milestone is a hotel of beautiful suites. We also have, deluxe king rooms and superior rooms, but our suites are outstanding. And of course, We called this the Meghan Suite. We had to get permission, but as she was living across at Kensington Palace during that time, it is just named after her. And we offered to give the room to her for a complimentary night, but they never took us up on it. So it's just beautifully done, very much a sort of Art Deco. You walk in just up those stairs that are on the right, and you just a view of this room, and the bathroom and the dressing room is incredible. This is another suite, and you see these wonderful leaded windows with French balconies that look straight over to the Kensington Palace. And this is called the Hermes Suite, and it is so named because Mrs. Tolman, one of the owners and our founder and president of Red Carnation Hotels, gave us some of her vintage Hermes scarves, which are framed, and they are set on the walls. We have about 4 or 5 of them in there. Again, it's got that deco feel to it, beautiful high ceilings. We can bring in a trio from the Philharmonic Orchestra from Albert Hall, the Royal Albert Hall, to play for you during your dinner if you want to have a private little concert and dining in this suite or in any of the suites in the hotel.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really special, isn't it? This is the entrance to the residences. So the residences are 4 floors, and they are just spectacular. They mirror image the hotel in style, service, luxury, all amenities that the travel advisor that Cindy will have in place for you, whether it's in the hotel or in the residences follow into there. Has twice daily maid service, and the kitchens are so well stocked that you don't really need anything else. But we are the closest hotel to the only Whole Foods in London, so we will go and do a personal shop for you, or you can just walk down the road there. But it comes with tea, coffee, juice, croissants, everything that you need. And you really do feel like a resident of London. And we even print out little business cards for you that say you're a resident with a telephone number. So wonderful options there. This hotel, actually, this is the Egerton House Hotel. I'll just get over to that picture. The Egerton House Hotel is the closest hotel to another palace. I call it the shopping palace, which is Harrods. So it's about a 3-minute walk from Harrods, and you walk into Egerton House Hotel. It is a double townhouse hotel. It is absolutely beautiful. And it's a small townhouse hotel that has the vibe and the services and everything of a 500-room hotel. It has the concierge, the very, very amazing concierge that knows all of the art scene, because we're also catty corner to the V&A Museum. So that's the Victorian Albert, and that's the Museum of Art and Design. One of the wonderful amenities here is that we have VIP passes to that museum and to their private exhibitions that we have, where the lines in London can go down the road and around the block. At any time, the guest can walk to the front desk and say, I need the VIP pass. I want to go and see the Dior exhibit, or to this Alexander McQueen exhibit that they have there. And they get the VIP pass. They walk completely striding by all of the queue to the front, and off they go to the private tour. So really amazing there. It also has one of the best martini bars. Believe me, I've tried several of their martinis. It has one of the best martini bars. So says the London Times in London. And just amazing martini, any kind of martini that's made table side. It's very theatrical. And also one of the amenities there is a master class of how to make these incredible martinis, one-on-one with our bartender.
Nice.
Special little touches. Our hotels absolutely believe in special touches. There is no request too large and no detail too small, and we live by that. So as I say, the Egerton has a lovely little breakfast room downstairs. We don't try to compete with any of the amazing restaurants in Knightsbridge which surround us. And you can dine wherever you want there. So if you want to dine here in front of the fireplace, we have 24-hour dining service, room service, breakfast served all day. Wonderful, I would say like comfort food we serve here, but excellent comfort food. And you can dine in a little bar, you can dine in the lobby area, where you're surrounded by Toulouse-Lautrec prints and sketches and original art. And so it's just a lovely, lovely hotel. This is one of our suites. This suite actually has a gorgeous little terrace that overlooks the private gardens of Egerton Private Gardens. And this suite, so it's got a king-size bed. It has a sofa bed that will make into a queen-size bed. It can also connect to a queen-size room. And so you can actually sleep up to 8 people if you take that room and you're totally private. So that's really great for families. And I failed to mention that the Milestone can also accommodate up to 10 people in connecting rooms. And here is the man, Esley, who makes the best martinis ever. So it's true, in times like this, you really need an Edgerton martini. And I've had several. So really fantastic. Then we have Hotel 41, which is the closest five-star hotel to Buckingham Palace. So we think it's great that the palace has decided to build their buildings, the palaces next to our hotels. And this is a five-star, as well as I call it a 10-star hotel, because it's also a Forbes five-star hotel. And that's a really difficult award to get and to retain. And they are in their fourth year, I believe, of retaining that five-star Forbes. And it's based mostly on service. So Hotel 41 is a stunning hotel. It's right next to Rubens Hotel. It actually connects to Rubens. There's its own private entrance. They've just completed last year the most amazing rooftop bar. It's called the Zebra Bar. And the gentleman to the left is Terry Holmes. Many of the travel industry know Terry Holmes. The gentleman to the right is Malcolm Hendry, and that is Stefan in the middle, who comes and consults to us on bartending, on drinking, on cocktail making, and all kinds of things. So a great, great place. You can literally look into Buckingham Palace from this rooftop bar, and that's part of it there. So it overlooks directly to the Royal Mews and the Queen's Gallery there in London. And of course, this is Malcolm, the wonderful GM in Rubens. So this is Rubens Hotel, and I started out the presentation by saying we have 3 5-star and 3 4-star. Actually, we have 4 5-star because Rubens Hotel is just awarded a 5-star hotel. So after 13 years, it's hard for me to change that 1%. And Rubens, Rubens is a fabulous hotel for younger families that want to travel and need. It's luxury, but yet it has a lot of action going to it. It has 3 amazing bars. It has 2 restaurants, including a fabulous Indian curry restaurant there. The English grill, which is just very traditional English silver service carving at your table, has a sushi bar in the Leopard Lounge there, and a wonderful bar with live music every night called the New York Bar. And this is the New York Bar. Now, red, maybe not everyone knows this, is supposed to encourage the consumption of alcohol.
I did not know that.
There you go. That's yeah. So great bar, great place to sit. So, like I say, if you're having a younger family and you want some more action, the Milestone tends to be just really lovely, a little bit more quiet, and fabulous dining restaurants and things. But so I like to say that in London, no matter what your need, if you're a family, or if you're going for a special occasion, if you're going for an anniversary, if you're going to tour the city, we can accommodate that need, and also the different budgets, because we do have the 4 and 5-star budgets as well. So we have another hotel called the Montague in the Gardens, and that is up in the Bloomsbury area. So that's about a 10-12-minute walk into Covent Gardens, where the new opera house is, and a lot of theatre land going there. It's also less than, 4 doors down from the British Museum. So again, that is a wonderful place if you have a family and you're interested in going to the museum. And again, we can organize fabulous private tours of their exhibitions that they have there. Then we have for Chesterfield and Mayfair. So one of the best locations, right there in the middle of Mayfair. So you can walk into the West End, you can walk into Oxford Street, and you can go down to Bond Street, or you can go over to Green Park, Hyde Park. Really fantastic. And I say, this is a 4-star hotel, but it's trapped in a 5-star body because it's one of the grand hotels that we have. Again, the bar has wonderful live music every evening. The rooms are amazing, and the location is it's the best in London.
Perfect.
We have one hotel in America, which is great, and it's in Palm Beach. And because I live in Florida, it's on the East Coast. I live on the West Coast, and I go over there all the time. And it has been wonderful during this very difficult year we had last year. It was only closed for about a month or so. Every time it's been open, and it is such a great staycation location. Just to go over there, enjoy Palm Beach, walk down Worth Avenue. You can even pretend you're a millionaire, because that's all what Palm Beach is.
Yes.
And it's just amazing. It's 4 blocks from the ocean, and we can accommodate you with beach chairs and picnics and everything up there at the ocean. It is surrounded by amazing restaurants. In itself, it has the Leopard Lounge, which is one of the best restaurants in Palm Beach, with live music, and it's sort of like a cabaret room. It has a little dance floor. the beautiful swimming pool. So it is just a great place to go, whether you just want to go for 2 or 3 nights or go and spend a week or 2 in Florida and get away from that freezing, icy weather. It is very Palm Beach. So all of our hotels have that sense of place, a sense if you're in Palm Beach, you're going to see a lot of pinks and greens. If you're in London, you see sophisticated black and white and gorgeous mahogany finishes. So it really, our hotels, each and every one of them has a great sense of place. This is the Leopard Lounge. So isn't that a fabulous looking room?
It's awesome.
It's just amazing. It's a wonderful bar. You can see the piano there. There's Adam plays the piano 6 nights a week. And then in the back part where those windows are is the restaurant. Now, all of Red Carnation hotels have a huge focus on food and beverage. Mrs. Tolman insists, she started out her career in the kitchens of hotels in South Africa. And she insists that, there must be a combination of fantastic food, gourmet food, and very comfort food. So there's always 1 or 2 of her recipes on all of our menus. And believe me, she has tasted every single item on those menus.
I bet.
Very much so. And then, of course, the wines, the family, the Tolman family own an amazing vineyard or wine farm, as they call them in South Africa, called Bouchard Finlayson, and they serve all of their wines in our bars there as well. So that's a great experience.
Yes.
This is the little pool area that we have there. So everything is very intimate, but beautifully done. There's also in Palm Beach, people fail to even think about snorkeling, scuba diving, boat rentals, bike tours. I mean, there is so much to do there, and I've done it all, and it's all fantastic. I mean, that coast is amazing. We have the Hotel L'Angleterre in Geneva, which is right on the shores of Lake Geneva, and it has never closed. It never closed during the whole of last year.
Great.
So Switzerland handled the whole pandemic very, very well. And the hotel, as I said, didn't close. The food and beverage is there. And right on the shores there is Lake Geneva, which is a wonderful way to see Geneva. And the water taxis pull up right there. And an interesting little thing is that if you're a tourist to Geneva, at the front desk of our hotel, we can give you a pass for all public transportation. So you can jump on the water taxis and it's complimentary. You can jump on the buses, it's complimentary. Of course, not taxis because they're private, but any of the public transportations. And I think to see Geneva from the lake is just a wonderful thing. We look straight over to the Jet d'Eau, and in the backgrounds are the Mont Blanc mountains. And the mountains were there before the pens were given. Yeah. So, and it's a little palace hotel. It is just absolutely gorgeous. You can see the views from the room, seeing that Jet d'Eau, which goes, 24/7, 365. And then, of course, we have to talk about Ashford Castle. Everyone in the world knows and loves Ashford Castle. It is incredible. The first part of that castle was built in 1228. So, how amazing is that? It's just, and then, it was added on throughout this couple of centuries up into the 1600s. Most recently, it was owned by the Guinness family. It was their country estate, which is a really rather nice country home. It was then given into trust and then made into a hotel. And the Tolman family bought this hotel, I can't exactly remember, but probably about 8 or 9 years ago. And they did the most incredible renovation. They actually took the roof literally off the whole hotel, put in Wi-Fi, because in 1228 they didn't think about Wi-Fi. And they also put in, central air conditioning. So, because believe it or not, Ireland can get quite warm in the summertime. They have beautiful summers going through there. And so it's just the most incredible. All of the landscaping. I don't know if you can see my cursor on here, but anyway, right here is the only thing that we did that changed the exterior, because we really wanted to maintain the integrity of it being a 12th century castle. And that little building there is just the spa. We put in an amazing destination spa there. And then just behind it, you can see the cottages, and that's a wonderful tea house, a casual restaurant. Of course, we have fine dining within the hotel, very much an FIT experience there. It sits on the 2nd largest lake in Ireland. So Lake Corrib, and we have a boat. We can take boat trips out there all the time. They offer salmon fishing and trout fishing and fly fishing. So lots of activities. There's actually a list of activities of over 28 things to do on the grounds of Ashford Castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have the falconry, the National Falconry Center sits on our land. So we can arrange for you to go and take the hawk walk, which I thought was the most incredible thing that I had ever done. This hawk landing and taking off and flying and coming back and landing on my arm, sometimes on my head. But it's just mesmerizing as those birds fly through all of this forest. They never hit a tree. It's just, and it's so educational. And of course, you know, it benefits the conservation of the falcons.
Of course.
These are Irish wolfhounds, and actually the biggest photo op in the hotel is around 10 o'clock every morning. They come into the lobby of the hotel. They lie in front of the fireplace, and the children are just rolling around with them, and you know, they are gentle giants. They are absolute giants. We can arrange for you to take them for a walk around the grounds, but they actually take you for a walk. They know exactly where they're going, and they go around the whole circuit and bring you back home to the hotel. But just little touches like that, which I think Red Carnation excels in. And you know you're in a castle. When you walk into Ashford Castle, it is not a minimalist hotel, it's a maximum hotel. And it is, the detail that was put into this renovation was incredible. The study of how it probably originally looked as close to possible in the 12th century, we tried to bring back. So many beautiful chandeliers and lighting, and the rooms are gorgeous. The suites are just beautifully done in those very regal royal colors of deep blues, deep reds, deep greens, you know, those very regal colors that you envision when you see a period movie or something. So it is just a wonderful experience. On the grounds of Ashford Castle, and in typical Red Carnation style, they like to offer opportunities. So Ashford Castle, as I say, is very much a FIT 5-star. Then we have the lodge at Ashford, which is a 4-star, completely again renovated. It is fabulously done. It is a Georgian manor home that is extended, so it's a big courtyard hotel. It sits on this beautiful little fishing harbor. You can walk to the castle, or you can go in a pony and trap, because we have an equestrian center there as well. And you can use the services of the castle when you're staying at the Lodge of Ashford, as long as you have advance reservations. So if you have advance reservation for dinner, an advance reservation for the spa, anything like that, then you can go into the castle for afternoon tea if you have that reservation. So really just a wonderful balance of 4 and 5-star, which I think is so important.
Yeah.
Then we come to Africa. So in Africa, we have the Red Carnation hotels of Southern Africa, and that's South Africa and Botswana. I will get to Kidjara, which we just opened in December. So initially within South Africa, we have the 12 Apostles Hotel and Spa. We have the Oyster Box. So the 12 Apostles is in Cape Town. The Oyster Box is just north of Durban in Umhlanga Rocks. And then we also have Bushman's Kloof, that's very close to Cape Town. You can actually make a lovely combination. That's in the Cederberg Mountains. So really, really lovely 3 hotels, and then Kidjara. So the 12 Apostles. This was one of the only hotels that when I left, after I stayed there 5 days, I actually cried because I just didn't want to leave. It is just amazing. And, you know, their butler services that they have. I had a young man called Prince who looked after me and anything I needed, cars, drivers, you know, tours, just incredible. And when I left, you know, I said, you are my prince. Honestly, I think that it's just been the best day. So this is the view. So it's actually in Camps Bay. So Camps Bay, I always say, is the Beverly Hills of Cape Town. You know, you have downtown Cape Town, you have the waterfront, the VA waterfront, which is amazing, but very much commercial, as in a lot of shopping and restaurants and bars, which is a lot of fun. Camps Bay is about a 12-minute drive from there. And we say, stay with us. We have complimentary transportation going into downtown Cape Town all day throughout into the evening, and go down and shop and maybe go to a few bars, but then come back to true African luxury, and also to the true waterfront, because we have the sun shining on us about an hour longer than they actually do in Cape Town, because they're over the mountain. So we have it until it goes right over the sunrise. So that mountain in front of us is the Lion's Head Mountain, which is incredible. This rock here that looks like a dinosaur is amazing to see. It's so called 12 Apostles because there's 12 peaks behind us. And of course, Table Mountain is right there as well, which is an amazing hike as well. That's a great thing to do there.
Yeah.
It's very protected in the back. It's a heritage center. And we have wonderful walking paths. We have little picnic tables that we set up. If the guest lets us know they're going for a walk up there, we have about 3 different locations with picnic tables, and we'll just go and make sure there's a couple of refreshments there for our guests.
Wonderful.
Yeah, amazing. And those smiles that they have there, they are so accommodating. Very good food. The food there is incredible. And this is actually a breakfast. They serve oysters for breakfast in Cape Town, which is incredible, with champagne. Just right up. Just my cup of tea, I may say.
Wow.
And then this is the view. I mean, this terrace has the most incredible sunset views. Also, it's a marine conservation area out there, just where that little dark patches are, because the whales come there every year. The whales are there usually from about September or so to November, December, and they spawn there. So they're always there. They're always circling. We have a whale bell that gets rung very often. For anyone who sees one of the whales, they ring the bell and people walk out and just look at it.
Oh.
And it has a lovely, lovely spa there. And it has a flotation pool, which is supposed to take away all jet lag. So they say if you arrive and you go in the flotation pool, because of the buoyancy, you never sink, you can just literally stand and you're floating. And it just readjusts your body to the right time zone that you're in. And then we have a couple of these lovely gazebos throughout the grounds where if you want to have a massage with a view. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Rooms, we have obviously ocean rooms, we have mountain view rooms, but no bad rooms. They are all just beautifully furnished and designed and stylized, as you can see.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, this is, again, as I say, typical red Carnation. These walls are fabric upholstered, they match the bedspread, and just that serene quietness that quality gives you is amazing. So Bushman's Cliff is it's about a 3-hour drive from Cape Town. It's a very spiritual place, I found. And it is a wilderness reserve and a wilderness retreat, as it says there. We do game drive, and we don't have the big 5, we call it the little 4. So we have a lot of zebra. We actually reinstated the Cape zebra there. We have, a lot of the bush bok, and so it's really wonderful to see. And also on those game drives, the fauna and the wildlife, the trees, it's a very big what should they call it? Flower conservation, spring flowers. So as far as the eye can see is Bushman's Cliff. It has 12 beautiful rooms and suites. That's our Boma. So we have 3 different areas for dining. So if you're there 2 or 3 nights, which is your average stay, you'll be in different locations for every meal, which is really important. And because we have no predators, so we have nothing that will kill you, versus a safari where you always have to be contained and in a jeep or something, you can just run, walk, hike, kayak, fish, have beautiful picnics on these grounds, and it's incredible, just absolutely incredible. Cliff actually means valley, so it sits in a valley, so you pull up to it in your jeep or your vehicle up high, and then you descend down into the valley of Bushman's Cliff. And of course, that Dutch Cape architecture is beautiful there. Lots of them private plunge pools, as well, of course, a big community pool, and an amazing spa. It's a renowned spa, destination spa. So,
Gorgeous.
a magical place. And we'll set up private dining for you, private picnics for you, wherever you want on those grounds. And then one of the most interesting things that we have is this art that is on the right side. It is centuries old. It is sort of like the hieroglyphics. It can be anywhere from 5 to 15,000 years old.
Wow.
And we have 128 sites of it on our grounds. It can be as easy to access as walking out of the Jeep, maybe just less than a 5-minute walk, or as difficult as you want it to be, and that would be lying on your back, going in a kayak into one of the caves and looking up at the art. So it is absolutely incredible. And then these are the Appalachian dogs. They are amazing. And again, one of the big conservation programs is that we gave these dogs to the farmers to help protect their sheep and their farms from some of the predators that would go after the sheep. So a program that has worked incredibly well. Very much company, Red Carnation, is a company that gives back to wherever it is has its properties there. So this is the oyster box. I say the oyster box, I equate it to the Breakers here in Florida, other than the Palm Beach area, because the Breakers was a grand hotel. Oyster box was a fabulous grand hotel. And then kind of fell to a little bit of not so grand. And when Red Carnation, Mr. and Mrs. Tolman. Now, the interesting story about Mr. and Mrs. Tolman is over 50 years ago, they're South African. Mr. Tolman had his first date with now Mrs. Tolman at the Oyster Box Hotel, because it was the grand hotel of that area. And he apparently did look at her and he said, I am going to marry you one day, and I'm going to buy this hotel for you. And at that time, they did not have hotels or anything. And sure enough, he married her within the next 3 years, and 50 years later, bought her this hotel. She completely renovated it, restored it. It is just the most beautiful place, and it sits right on the Indian Ocean, so great for snorkeling, diving, swimming, walking on the beach. It has this very established lighthouse, as you can see there, and it is just a stunning place. It also has one of the best curry chefs. It's based there. Now, he tours all of our hotels, and we have curry on every single menu, one dish of the curry that Joseph is very much in charge of. But his kitchen creates 30 fresh curries every single day.
Oh, wow.
It's just incredible. So this is the oyster box. All the red roofs is the oyster box, and there you can see, just walk straight over to the beach. And again, you know, you have the sense of place. You know, here it's all very much reds and bold colors. Beautiful rooms, gorgeous swimming pools. I believe there are 12 or 15, so don't quote me, private plunge pools on the grounds of the oyster box, as well as a big, you know, beautiful community swimming pool. And this is our dessert buffet. It's quite impressive.
Yes.
Fantastic. And again, a wonderful spot. And it has actually one of the only true hammams in South Africa in that spot. Yeah, and this is Skavanga. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but he is the house cat, and he has his own Facebook page, Instagram page, and website. And he welcomes every guest on the front desk. So now we come to Kedra, and I'll just have to explain a little bit about Kedra. It was an absolute lifelong dream of Mr. Tolman to have the best safari lodge in Africa. And a few years ago, they bought Kedra. It's pronounced Ki, that's Ki in a keyhole, Jera. So Kedra. Come on, practice that. And 4 years ago, and started creating this incredible lodge. So Kedra Safari Lodge, it opened December 1 in Botswana in the Okavango Delta. And it has been written up now as the Versailles of Africa. And it has been in Architectural Digest, it's been in Condé Nast Traveler, it's been in the Financial Times. Everybody is raving about this incredible hotel. And Botswana is exactly what Botswana wanted. They like small groups of, you know, people that really are enjoying the nature, the delta, the wildlife, everything that they have to offer. They really, in Botswana, I don't think they want a group of 100 people coming in. They prefer a group of 10 or 15 people. So we have 12 suites there. 11 of them are one-bedroom suites, and one is called the family suite. And that's for children over 12, we're only accepted there, which is a 2-bedroom suite. So it's amazing. And this is the whole Tolman family that had the dream about this. And the blonde lady, we have Vicky, who is the daughter, then Mr. and Mrs. Tolman are in the middle, and Tony is the other daughter, Brett's the son. So really just such a family dream, and they call it their love letter to Africa, is Kedra. So you fly into Kedra. The best way to get there from here would be to go to Johannesburg. From Johannesburg, you take the flight over to Maun in Botswana. From Maun, it's a little 20-25 minute bush plane hop, or one of the best ways that we recommend is to go by helicopter from Maun, because not only is that a trip to get you there, but it is sightseeing. They hover very low, they fly over where the elephants are. In this area in Botswana, we actually have 30% of the elephant population surrounding our lodge. And I was talking to a guest the other day who had gone by helicopter, and she said they landed the helicopter, she got out, they removed the doors of the helicopter, and got her back in the helicopter, strapped her in very tightly, and then did the whole sightseeing of Delta. And she said it's just an experience to be never forgotten.
I'll bet.
So this is Kedra, and this is how Kedra sits. So you enter it on the bridge, you come over. Over here on this right side is one of the viewing decks, the stargazing deck. Over here are some sitting rooms. The Boma is in the back here. Over here is our beautiful spa with a yoga terrace and a gorgeous swimming pool. And Tata Harper is consulted to our spa. We use all of her products, and she is known from farm to face. I mean, everything is very sustainable, very pure products. So very, very proud that we had her involved in our project there. Again, this is just one of the viewing decks that we have there. We recommend, because Kedra is such an experience to actually be in the lodge, so we recommend at least a 4-night stay, because we think, and it is now been proven to be correct, that guests want an actual one day just to be around the lodge. They do the safari drives in the mornings and the afternoons, but they want one day just to enjoy the incredible food and beverage and swimming pool, and to do some yoga and to look at the art and sculpture, because this hotel is all about sculptures and art. So all these fabrics were absolutely individually designed and woven for the lodge. These sculptures, they employed a group called the Southern Guild, which is over 80 artists, the best artisans from South Africa and also Botswana, to create Kedra. And so all these sculptures that you see, every turn you're stopped in your tracks. The little, these nest chair, you just crawl into this, it's like a bird's nest, and you just curl up and read a book and look at the amazing views. Some of the trees that have died, they cut down, instead of just wasting them, they just made beautiful wooden sculptures out of them. So it is quite amazing. This is a very typical suite. And as I say, with Red Carnation and the trend of Red Carnation, they are all different and they are all independent in design and style and everything. So absolutely gorgeous. They're named after trees, and I can't remember all the names of the trees, but I will learn eventually, and I'll remember. And just so well appointed. And again, this is the bedroom. So if you sort of go back here where you see that little curtain over here, which would be right here. So you enter into your bedroom. So the suites are all 100% air conditioned. I mean, living room, bedroom, bathroom, dressing room, everything is completely air conditioned. And Botswana can get quite warm, especially this time of year. It can get very warm there. So that's a really important thing. And also, as I'll show you towards the end of it, it is all air conditioned and run with a Tesla solar farm, which is one of the largest, or the largest in Botswana. But I mean, the attention to detail, like the water lily is, it's the logo and it is the trend because we're surrounded by water that is covered in water lilies. So if you look at the top of the poster bed, you can see carved water lilies. If you look at the lamps, you can see these beautiful elephants painted on the lamps.
Right.
Again, the bedspreads are all woven independently for Kedra. And this is the Boma. I've been to many Bomas, and I think that this is one of the prettiest Bomas I've ever seen, with this totem pole sculpture there. And then all of the tables that go around. So this is where you sit and you chat and you talk about the experiences of the day. Did you go in a jeep? Did you go in, on a corridor? What have it's just such a wonderful social way. And of course, this is our wine cellar. So we have beautiful wine cellars and beautiful little corners of peace and paradise. If you want to just curl up and read a book in a little corner, there'd be a beautiful sofa there for you. And as Mr. Tolman says, there is a splash of red in every nook and cranny of that hotel. And no khaki. He did not want any kind of khaki tenting or anything like that. He wanted color and African and tribal feel to it. So again, these are the products from Tata Harper. This is the beautiful spa here. And the same guest that I was talking to the other day said she was lying on the table having a massage and she heard a ruckus outside. And the therapist looked outside and she went, "Oh, it's just the elephants running through." And she said, "I've got to get up." And she's going, "No, I need to finish the massage." No, she said, "No, I have to get up and look at the elephants running out of the lodge," just incredible. So the wonderful thing, amongst many wonderful things at Kedra, is that it's a combination lodge. So you can actually do 3 different things. You can go on drive safari on the dry lands, going through some of the water puddles. You can go on a Makora boat and go, it's called the wet safari, as well as our jeeps also go through the wetlands. And here you can see those incredible water lilies over. So the Makora boats, the peace and calm as they're pulled through the water. There's no engine. And we had custom made ones that actually had glass bottom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you can see what's going on above the water, in the water, and under the water. Really fascinating.
That's awesome.
And you can also do a walking safari. So it's in the Moremi Game Reserve, Kidra sits, of which you're not allowed to do walking safaris, but we less than like a 35, 40-minute drive takes you out of the Moremi Game Reserve into another reserve that you are allowed to do a walking safari. So I think that is so key because it was nothing like being on foot in Africa. Walking through the grass and, just looking and hearing the noises. And of course, you always have your trusted guide who also has a rifle in case anything happens. But no history of that. So, 3 different things, a wet safari, a dry safari, and a walking safari in the 4 days that you stay there. That's just incredible.
Sounds wonderful.
It's an incredible thing. So this is a metal sculpture of a baobab tree. And again, this was made by these wonderful artists. And this is a one-time option to sleep under the stars. This is for guests that actually have 4-night stays or more that can use this from the lodge. It cannot be booked in advance. So when you're there, you can sit down and talk with the manager, the incredible staff that we have there, and say, I would like to spend such and such a night in the baobab tree. So you enter, of course, on the ground level. That's just an open level. The middle level is your beautiful master bathroom. There's no electricity, it's all gas lamps and kerosene lamp lighting there. Then the top level is your master bedroom, an amazing carved bed, beautiful queen bed up there, very comfortable. And then at the top is your viewing deck. So you are, 30 meters, you're way high up there. It's just incredible, the viewing of the entire Okavango Delta. And there's also a bed up there if you want to sleep under the stars. And of course, we will serve you, dinner there and wine, and it's just an incredible experience to be in the baobab tree. I think we should have 10 of these.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing. And also, I just want to mention our managers. All of our managers in the hotels are incredible people. They are so knowledgeable, and we were so fortunate at Kidra to get Mike and Marion Myers, who are long lifetime conservationists, photographers, have worked in Botswana their entire life, and they are managing our lodge now. So that the stories that they can tell are amazing. This is a picture of the solar farm, the Tesla solar farm. It powers over 90% of the energy that we use. Again, it's saving the environment. It is very sustainable. It saves thousands of gallons of gasoline, which it would take to run generators. So, and also the silence, it maintains that beautiful peacefulness of the area. In 2020, which is now 2021, because things got slowed down in 2020, as we all know, but we are opening an amazing hotel in Edinburgh, overlooking Edinburgh Castle, 100 Princess Street, and that will be opening probably the 3rd to 4th quarter of this year. And another hotel that we're opening will be in Dublin, but I think that will be the very end or into next year, into 2022. And that's right in the middle of Dublin. So what a wonderful combination that will be to go, Dublin, stay in that hotel, and then drive or have a chauffeur-driven car over to Ashford Castle. Wonderful combo trip there. And I think that is it for Red Carnation Hotels.
That was absolutely amazing. I just, I was in awe the whole time. So what is going on under those glass bottom boats? What's in the water when you're floating in there?
Well, luckily there are no hippos.
Oh.
The water is actually too shallow there for hippos. But there's lots of incredible fish life and things going on the bottom of the water, and so people find it absolutely fascinating. And also, one of the key things about Kidra is the bird life. It is just renowned there, and actually the whole design of the the lodge with those beautiful wing-looking roofs and everything was inspired by the bird life there. And behind me, you can see this is a very typical view of Botswana, of the Delta, because they have these incredible palm trees, elephants just walking through them, lions are walking around our lodge. That bridge that goes out is actually the drawbridge, so for safety we have that open and closed in the evenings, and but the game that you see there is not, it's incomparable, I think, to anything else.
Yeah,
and it's, it's we talk about social distancing and isolating. Kijera is that. I mean, the staff have been there, they never leave. We are very strict about masks wearing and all of that. So, but when you're there, you actually just forget that there's a pandemic, which is what we want people to forget about at the moment. They need a break.
yeah, we all need a break for sure. That looks so much more lush than I would picture South Africa to be. I've never been to South Africa yet, but I picture it to be not nearly as green as what's behind you. That's really amazing.
So Botswana is slightly different from South Africa, but South Africa is very lush as well. A lot of people think, if they're talking about Namibia and everything, that tends to be very arid and very desert looking, but yes, the lushness of the terrain is incredible, and that's what the animals live on.
Oh, yeah, I can see. Oh,
the Delta actually starts up in Angola and flows, just flows south, and so the flood waters come in early spring. Yeah, very early spring, or even before actually, because because their seasons are reversed. So spring for them is sort of October, November. That's when the waters come in. Right. Wonderful times to travel there. And Africa is open, and everybody is going to Africa. Our hotels are running almost full occupancy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great. That's nice to hear.
So anyway, I really enjoyed presenting this wonderful group of hotels, and whomever you book there, Cindy, will be taken care of like they are royalty at Ashford Castle.
Well, it sounds wonderful, and I really enjoyed your presentation, as well as I'm sure anybody that's going to see I can't talk now, presentation. So I thank you very, very much. I enjoyed it.
Questions you have, because your phone's going to be really off the hook with bookings.
Let's hope.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
All right. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.